Hey you guys, welcome back. So today's YouTube video is how to apply or how to sign up for your own podcast show. So um yeah, how to start a podcast on Spotify. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So I want to share with you how you can go directly to the Spotify website if you're using the computer. But they also, Spotify is on Apple and Android devices and computer devices, etc. So anyway, let's get started. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna type in. I see it's already here, so you could literally type in the search bar, Spotify for podcasters, and um, and then I go ahead and I click on the first one, which it says Spotify for creators, or you can go straight to Google and type in Spotify for podcasters, and the link will come up as well. So we're gonna click on Spotify for creators. And we are on our dashboard here. So you can click on add a new show, and it will ask you what would you like to do. Create a new show, find an existing show. We're going to click on create a new show. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And now it generates a new show. So, our podcast, if you didn't watch, we just uploaded our how to create a podcast cover in Canva. So if you didn't watch that video will be linked in the description box below. So from our podcast cover name is called Get It Together or Girl Get It Together. But I just think it's just Get It Together. So, and I like to just do mine in all caps. So Get It Together podcast. Um, Really quick, this is just a brief, but this is how you could do it. So first thing first, it says let's start with the basics. So you're going to type in your show name, which you just did, which is Get It Together podcast. Now we're going to create a description for our a podcast. So Get It Together. I mean, we don't have to write this in caps, but sometimes we can't control the decisions or the outcome. What I say? We sometimes we can't control the decisions or the outcome of certain situations, and sometimes we have to deal with our own consequences of our actions. So sometimes it can lead to depression and anxiety and so many other mental health factors that plays a major role in our lives. Also, this podcast is going to teach you how to cope with your mental health. Boom, there we go. And down here, we're just gonna put our don't. What I say? Let me look. Don't struggle with mental health alone. And I mean that, like, really don't struggle with mental health alone. And sometimes, like, our journey, okay? Category. So in this podcast category, we're going to choose mental health because I'm really focusing on mental health. I'm really focusing on mental health. So we're not doing business and all we're gonna do we're gonna do mental health right here. Boom. All right, language is we speak English, and now we're gonna click on next. So we got our show name, we got our podcast show name, we got our description of our podcast, of what the podcast is gonna be about, and we just got a slogan here. Like the creator name is a slogan. I mean, you can put your name here by hosted by da 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 da. Personal brand name is, or you could use your real name or come up with a personal branded name. And stay tuned for a podcast episode on how to build a personal brand. But yeah, I just put don't struggle with mental health alone, because it's more eye catching, and it's like, oh, okay, I like what she's saying. So yeah. All right, so and then the category is mental health, and we speak English. So let's click on next. Now, this is why we went and created our podcast photo first, because now we can go ahead and upload that same artwork, that same design that we did that we created and how to create your own podcast photo in Canva. So if you didn't watch our last YouTube video, please make sure you go watch our last YouTube video because we just created a full design in Canva on how to create your podcast cover photo. So yeah. So I'm gonna actually I don't think here we go. Podcast template, podcast cover template. All right, so we're gonna go back to um where we going? So we're going to upload how to upload your podcast cover onto Spotify. So we're gonna click on recents because that's what we just did. And here go our cover. And I feel like this is so cute. Like this cover is so freaking cute. Okay, and now we're gonna click on next. So once again, if you have not watched our how to design your own podcast photo cover in Canva, I will have that Canva I will have that YouTube video linked in the description box below as well. So we're gonna click on. Okay, so you see you have your show name, you have your description box, and you have the creator name, and you have your podcast art design workpiece, and you have the category, and yeah, I think this is how I set it up the last time. Now let me do it without having like let's see if everything that we created on the first page will be here. So that's pretty much it, and all you need to do now is just start recording your episodes. Also stay tuned, we will I don't know if I'm going to put this as like really put this out as a podcast, but I mean, we can. So I'm gonna share with you. I do have an episode on how to upload a podcast episode too. So that will definitely help you with the episodes tab. So if you didn't watch our first Spotify tour, please make sure you watch that video. It'll I showed you everything, all these tabs and how to use Spotify. And it says add an episode, so you can click on add an episode. So it's the same setup from before. And if you need to record, I always record my podcast episodes in Riverside. So I already have a video uploaded on how to do that. But I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna click on yeah, so all we do is click on tour your show on Spotify, and we're going to click on start. Spotify home is easier than ever for fans to find your content from home. Podcasts, we may display your show or episodes of your show for existing fans and other people we think might like it. um Following from podcast fans can find a dedicated feed on the shows they follow. Remind your fans to follow you so they never miss an episode. Discovery feeds, you can read more into that. It's just how your podcast can be discovered on their platform. And then episodes, how your episode formats will look on Spotify, or the layout, how your podcast will look, or the format. um and your show page, this is your home page, and etc. So, and then you click on finish, and yeah. So stay tuned for the next YouTube video is how to click on finish, and yeah. So stay tuned for the next YouTube video is how to create a podcast intro and outro. We will be using Riverside, and I will be taking you on that tour. I'm so glad that I finally got to this point where we are really setting up for like this is a full brief, and I just felt like this was fun to do, to set up a full podcast from start to finish. Well, not start to finish, because you're never really never done, but it's like it's good to know how to really set up your podcast from from start, like from I'm taking you step by step process series on how you could really actually start and launch your podcast. So yeah, stay tuned for more podcast episodes. If you are not following me, if you're not listening to us on Nicole Social Hub podcast, please make sure you listen to us on Nicole Social Hub. Our podcast links will be in the description box below. These are all my podcast episodes that I have so far, and I really need to record a podcast episode as well. But I'm focusing on YouTube right now because podcasting, it does take a while for it to grow, but I'm still gonna make my episodes so that you know, um, you'll have something to listen to, tune into, etc. So I really hope you love this video. Please, if you have enjoyed this video, please let's go back to Get It Together podcast. If you have enjoyed this video, please make sure that you click that subscribe button so that you don't miss any time that we make an upload. And let me go back to the settings. I'm really loving the podcast art. Like, I'm really loving the art that we like. I just want to look at it again. But yes, thank you so much for tuning in. Please, please, please make sure you click that subscribe button. And I'll see y'all till the next time. Okay, later.